Hello, and welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
Get your hair up, and let's get down with kettlebell presses and Pliés. Lauren will lead us through that full warm-up. And today, we have a lighter kettlebell going varying position, high, medium, and low. Grab your belt, use your body weight. Let's get started.
Varying the position we press from, that is. And then we'll be doing that hip workout in between to keep that mobility and hip strength. Whether you're gripping a bar, a balance aid, or just standing in space, let's get started with our feet. We'll gently press our knee forward and ankle forward to that dummy point position, and then we'll press up and rise. We'll come down on the other side, nice soft landing, come back up, and repeat. We forgot to mention that this is week 5 of 6 in this semester where we've been progressing our kettlebell pressing skills. This time we'll point our toes, lightly flex and round over. Go back over those toes and come up and switch. We have been progressing over the past weeks, but if you haven't been with us over those weeks, you can join us here today. Just be mindful of the weight and what you're doing as we go here. We're holding our balance up here for 3, 2. Now let's stay on those toes, but gently start to bend the knees, keeping the shoulders nice and stacked over top of the hips. Then we'll push down into the floor and press up again. Full extension, pulling the kneecaps up, squeezing the butt cheeks. This time we'll bend those knees again, keep the heels up nice and high. How low can you go safely? And then push yourself back out of that. Heels gently land on the floor. And then we'll shake it out. Let's do that same little routine from that first position. So I like to take the front leg front, open it up into that external rotation, and pull it underneath and repeat on the other side. Rotating from those cheeks, placing the feet down. Then we'll go to that dummy point, knee stays to the side, we'll double press up, and then we'll land on the other side. As we do this, we're staying tall on those cheeks, trying to keep our punch bowl nice and level. Our punch bowl is a reference towards our pelvis here. One more time, we'll switch, and then this time we'll add our light toe point, our flex and round over, back through the ball of the foot, and then rise to switch. Heel lands, toe points, flexes over, back through the toe. Hold this balance up here. Heels are forward, inseams are forward because you're squeezing your cheeks so much. Now, just like we did from parallel, could we gently bend those knees? Again, we're staying stacked, so that means you might not get as low. Then press back up to tall. And let's do that again. Holding ourselves down, keeping those heels up. Use that balance aid as needed. Stay tall, push down to go up, and then heels will come down. Let's bend those knees with our heels down, pressing our knees towards our toes, working on that ankle mobility and that turnover on the hips, and then we'll push down and away and stand up nice and tall. Rotate those legs back under you, give it a little shake out, and then we'll progress towards the floor to do a plank. But before we do that, we should just groove an overhead press. So with our arm in what would be our rack position, we'll have a vertical form, a nice straight wrist. Keeping your shoulder down out of your ear, we'll slowly press that kettlebell towards overhead. Once it's there, let's re-straighten the elbow. Shrug the shoulder, then pull it down. Now with that lat engaged in the vertical forearm, start pulling that belt back down to the rack position. Hold it for a second, and then let it go. Toss it to the other side. Same thing, second side. Shoulders packed under your ear, vertical forearm, straight wrist. Keep the shoulder low as you groove that press towards overhead. If your press isn't feeling good in one side, as in it's pinchy pained or not quite overhead, maybe today you choose to just hold that bell in the rack position. Slowly pull that bell down. Lats, 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 lats. Then let it go and shake it out. The other thing you could do if that overhead isn't feeling good is our first exercise here, our floor press, would be a great thing to continue on. So with that said, let's get down to the floor. To do that, we'll do our first forward. Let's do a hinge because we're going to hinge to pick up our bell. So let's do our first hinge. Chip chop on the hips, they go back behind us, the hamstrings are lengthened, and we're breathing. Then we'll tip ourselves forward and walk ourselves out into our first plank. In this plank, we create tension just like we will when we press. So we pull our shoulders down out of our ears, we brace our abs, we squeeze our cheeks, we straighten our knees, but we also continue to breathe underneath all this tension. All of our muscles are engaging for 5, 3, 2, knees down. take a second, we'll come to the splits and then we'll explore that floor press.
At the very end of this pressing series, we might in fact press from the splits, the old Z press.
We not might, we will.
We will. We will. You might. But make sure again that we feel strong and stable in this position. Right now we have heavy tension through the feet. I have my dorsiflex or karate style ankle. Lauren has those gorgeous toe points. And both of our hips though are in that anterior tip or cow shape, avoiding the slumpy shape. So as we sit tall here, take time, breathe, maybe enjoy a little side to side rib slide. If you have a lot of mobility, able to move very far, try to tighten things up by contracting the core and using those muscles to bring you back to center. If we're stiff and rigid and can't move, try to give in to that and move just a little bit. For one more time, as allowed, perhaps find those forearms or just walk those hands towards forward and reach with your heart or your sternum towards the floor. Nice long shapes through the spine. Those will help our balances as well. And right now, a little energy on the groin triangle right there. So from here, we'll just take our time. Sit back up, maybe peel those legs together, and
Floor presses.
floor press.
So what we'll do is we'll come over towards our kettlebell. We'll assume that cuddle position, so that means spooning.
Spoon it.
Cuddle. With two hands, roll to your back, and two hands, press that belt up over its shoulder. So right now, just check in that your wrist is straight and your elbow is straight and your shoulder is packed over your ear. Next, we'll start pulling that bell down, maintaining a vertical forearm. Once the elbow gets towards the floor, press it back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Pull the bell down towards the floor. Good. As you do this, you might say, wow, this is hard. Remember, you have a whole body of muscles. Use them all. 2 hands, pull the bell down, return it to the side. What I mean by that is as you're doing this, your core can help you. Your butt cheeks can help you. Everything. Bring them all along with you.
Use your muscles.
Cuddle, roll, press to your back. Bell's over that shoulder, wrist is straight. Pull down using lat, press using butts and abs. Pull down, up, press. Obviously you're using those pecs too, but use the butt. Pull the bell down, return it to that cuddle position, and then we will stand up. Let's stand up using our hinge or just however you'd like. But if you're using your hinge, your anterior, tipping your hips, reaching the tailbone to the ceiling, walking yourself back, creating that long spine and that silverback gorilla shape, and then pressing the floor through.
We're tall. Nice. And as much as Lauren puts up with my bar chords, I know she doesn't love that guitar on the wall here, so let's just take that out. Much better. Yeah, sometimes it does sound like that. Lauren warmed up our plie shapes, demis and fulls on those balls of feet. So let's integrate the plie here with our series of tendus and dégages. Let's plie, stand tall. Tendu front, return to first. Plie and stretch. Tendu side, full first. Again, plie, full stretch, reach to the back, return first. And then again, full stretch to the side and first. Now this time, plie, dégagé off the floor, full stretch and close, repeating the same pattern. A plie, off the floor, full stretch of the standing leg and close. Knees bend, flick the floor away, full stand and first, and knee bend, flick those toes, stand, keep the foot off the floor this time, and just find that first ankle bounce or coup de pied. Breathe, ribs over hips, squeeze your butt cheeks, perhaps test those arms in that nice strong first position, or with the hand on the bar, let's just return to our first with our shape, and then we're switching sides and doing the same thing. It was a plie, a full stretch, a tendu, and close. Plie, pull up those kneecaps, point away, and close. The same to the back, full stretch, reach back, and close, and to the side, full stretch, out to the side, and first. And this time we'll stand the plie, off the floor, full stretch and close. And again, my favorite thing about this is the leg goes higher when we stretch. Repeat. To the back, maintain that turnout, and close, and first, to the side, keep the foot off the floor, and find that ankle coup de pied. The knee faces your training partner, or the side, your toes face the ground, the ribs are over the hips, and we're breathing. And then return to the tall first position. More to come from me, but right now, Lauren's expertise with that belt.
We're pressing here today. Our first position is our regular position, which is standing tall. We'll slowly take those levels down towards the floor, and then you never know what's going to happen. There's some lies along the way. But until the first lie, we have our first set of presses. We're going to aim for the number 2 in all of our positions tonight. So with 2 hands, we'll grip the belt, pull to the rack position, and tuck one, just like you did from the floor. Use the whole body when you press. Your feet are rooted, cheeks are squeezed, and that core is strong to press off of. Shake that out, repeat the same thing on the other side. Hip hinge to pull to rack, pop 1, pull down, pop 2, pull down, and then 2 hands on and park that belt. We'll come back to that more and take a level off.
Taking it off.
Stay tuned. Not taking anything off.
No, we do keep our clothes on here, you know.
We try to keep it PG.
Keep PG, keep it fun. Okay, here on the bar. This is an old school exercise here, Lauren. We haven't done this one in a while. It's giving the flowers and then taking the flowers. So let's walk through it first to the front, and then we'll repeat in that pattern you choose. Pull up to the coup de pied, we've been there. Then point to the front, and then return to first. Then back out front, return to coup de pied, and then to first. Then out to the side, we'll just do 1, 2, 3, and 4 dégagés. 1, and 2, and awesome. Just like Exhibit Lauren. Now let's do the same thing front and side, and then développé, enveloppé, or give the flowers, take the flowers out the rear. Knee side.
Are we starting to also
Or on the front. Knee side of the coup de pied, point to the front, first. Away, first, again, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Back angle coup de pied, full stretch, close first. To the back, again, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4. To the front again, and stretch, close, front in, back to first, 1, and 2, 3, and 4. On the back, full stretch, first to the back, find the ankle down, 1, and 2, 3, and 4. Excellent. Just that many? Yes, just 2 rounds through. That's fine. That ankle balance. Lauren's already on those toes. So take your time. Take that breath, put some air in it, keep it nice and light, and find that demi-point rise for a couple seconds, back to 2 points, and the first position. A little friendly shake to keep it going. So 2 times through, from that first position to the, oops, that's right. Find the ankle, front, first. Oh my goodness, let's start that again. Find the ankle to the front, first, front, knee side and down, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee side and back, first, back, knee side down, 1, and 2, 3, and 4. One more time to the front, first, front, knee side down, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee side, back, first, back, knee side and down, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. And pull up ankle, stay on that flat foot if that's challenging enough. Work on your balances with or without the bar. And then for a 4 or 5 second count here, find that demi-point rise, the highest demi-point you can. Return to the first position and shake.
It's back to those presses. So as promised, we will be taking off a level. The first level here will be 1 knee. So let's come down to our lunge position here. Today, we are going to press off the back leg arm. So the leg that's back, that's the arm that we'll be pressing. What we'll do is we'll use our hip hinge to pick that bell up to the rack position. We'll pull it into the rack, root the feet, squeeze our cheeks, and press off that nice steady base. You are going to notice the difference. It's going to be a little bit wobblier as we've changed our position. Hip hinge to place the bell down. Take a second and return or repeat on the other side. So create a solid foundation by dragging those legs into the floor, squeezing the cheeks, hip hinge, brace again, up, to one, driving through that pinky as we press up, and 2. Pulling down, keeping the vertical forearm, and 2 hands hinging, sitting up tall, and using those presses away to stand up out of that lunge.
That's a tough one. It's a tough one always right there. Let's back at the bar right here, and let's do a nice little leg circle over that rond de jambe. We'll try on both a straight leg and then a bent leg after. Tendu or point to the front. Then turn out of the hip as you reach to the side, and maintain that turn out as you reach to the back. We'll go tendu all the way through to the front, point those toes, and the toes lead us back as the ankles forward, the leg returns to the rear. Then externally rotate in the hip, leg to the side, leg to the front, and leg back into that first position. Now from here, plie on a single leg, keeping the other leg out front. And now maybe test that balance as you do our single leg rond de jambe here, out to the back. That's full stretch. Bring it through to that first position, and then repeat in the reverse direction to the back, and externally rotate or turn out of that hip to the side, to the front. Let's go full stretch, and then find that ankle coup de pied. From here, let's challenge ourselves in that passe hold, toes down, knees side, hips level like that bowl of punch. And again, maybe strong arms like in that pirouette position. And fine, strong first, chill, shake, repeat on the other side. Straight legs first, bent legs second, tendu to the front to start. Point the toes and keep the heel forward with the toes reaching back. Finish when the legs straight behind you, and then go through that first position all the way to the front. And reversing, toes lead back and kneecaps are pulled up. And you turn out of that hip as you bring the leg from the side to the front and back to first. Then the inside leg will bend, that plie shape. Use your bar or test without. Try to maintain that turnout as you reach the leg all the way to the back. A full stretch and through. And then a single leg bend again. And turn out of that hip as it goes from the back to the side to the front. A full stretch of the leg, and find the ankle, or right up to that passe position and hold. Level hips. The knee is high, but the hip is pointing to the ground. So are those toes, and with control, return to our tall position. Woo. Here
All
we
right,
go.
let's back to those presses now, from the bar to the bell. What a great name that is.
Yes, it is.
We will be now doing our tall kneel. So what that means is we need to get to the floor. Let's pattern it like this, feet in parallel just as we warmed up. We'll send the knees towards over the toes, and then we'll slowly peel the heels up. The knees will land softly on the floor, extend the hips. It's an off position, and then we'll organize ourselves. So we're pressing out of our tall kneel here. I personally like my back toes tucked, but they could be pointed on the floor behind us. However, you have a nice steady base. Hips remain extended except for when we use our hinge to pivot that belt. So hips hinge back. We pull the belt to that rack position. We press 1. Use both cheeks here. Press 2. Pull belt down. And park using that hinge. Extend the hips back through. Shake it out. Repeat on the other side. Hinge. Hips drive through like that little swing. Hips remain extended and squeezed. Nice firm grip, off arm has tension on the up, pull it down, place the bell back. Now let's stand up the reverse, so with or without your hands, you'll rock yourself back to that low position, and then press through to top. Got a little excited.
Yeah.
Treat it.
Live, the benefits of being live. You get to see us in our glory and at the more humbling moments as well. So now with the bar or without, we'll be doing our 8-8-4-4-2-2 single. Dégagé style. Arms in first, second, or on that bar. We'll be going on the and count for 8 reps. 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's 8. 1 and 2. Maintain your breathing. 5 and 6, 7, 8. Now 4 and 3. 4, 3, 2 and 1. Now 2. 2 quick ones, and a single, and a single, and a single, and a single. Take a quick breath. 3, 2, 1, and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Keep breathing. 7, 8, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Squeeze your butt cheeks. 2, 1. Now 2 and 2, and a single, and a single, and a single, and a single. Awesome. Let's go back to the bar here, slow things down with one rond de jambe on l'air, meaning off the floor. So we're in that first position, and we'll flick that foot to the front in that dégagé, and then externally rotate the hip out to the side.
Like 45 off the floor or like half?
45.
Higher.
Then out to the side, maintain that turnout as you reach the leg back, then tap the ground and bring it all the way through to the front. Then to the back, off the ground as well, like dégagé style, and then externally rotate in the hip, then bring it to the front, and now try to lift the knee higher as you go to that passe position, and then, consistent with how we do things, challenge again in, say, that demi-point hold. I know that my need is to push my hip to the bar and to circle my belly button, not circle, but bring my belly button closer to the knee bend side, and then with control, circle the belly button. That it doesn't mean that, but find out where your center of gravity is and what your hips are likely to do to help you, or that might make you a little more wobbly. But here we go from first. Flick to the front, externally rotating the hip, and again, I'm pressing my hips forward as I'm reaching that leg back, and of course I'm thinking straight knees, then tap the floor and bring it all the way through, and then to the front, we go back, off the ground, like a key in a lock, bring it to the side, bring it to the front, lift higher as allowed to passe, and then find that balance hold, the highest demi-point, but only as high as you can get down with control to the first position. Shake out those calves.
All right, one more level to be taken off here, and that means we're seated on the floor. So let's come down again using that little knees over shoulder action. So knees press towards over toes, peel the heels up, and then slowly descend. Knees will land, and then however is appropriate, end up in that split position here. If you find this position way too uncomfortable and you have no idea how to press out of it, you could do a previous position, or you could just sit in your splits and think about the rack position, holding it there, or just think about what it's like to press out of this. First, we take that bell to the rack. So hip hinge, pull, then tall. Really pull energy in from all the places you can and park. That means here that off arm has a lot of tension. I like to keep my feet flexed in order to keep my quads flexed. Let's repeat on that second side. Pull the bell to rack. Everything's tight. Pull down. And then pull back down. Use two hands to place it. Let it go. Let's bring those legs back in and try that kneeling, reverse kneel up. So from that toe tuck position, I'll try to maintain my balance and composure this time. I don't know why I did that. We're rocking back to find those heels, and then we're pressing through to tall. And then shake it out. Come back to the bar for another activity.
Another activity.
We're not done pressing though, so don't get excited.
Good, I was hoping not. Hoping not, and here we are, back at the bar. Fondus this time, so the knees bend and straighten together, flat feet for the first time through, and then those releve or demi-point holds for the second. So pull up to the ankle coup de pied, create a gorgeous diamond, and then stretch out front, nice and long. Then return to the ankle, and then point to the side. It's the back ankle coup de pied, and a full stretch out the back, and then knee side and toe side. Now find that releve position, and then bring it in, and then full stretch out front. The foot lands, and as the leg goes out, find your releve hold, and then to the back, full stretch, and then one more time to the side. Now find that passing hold. Let's come back down to a flat foot, and then attitude position here, where the knee is slightly bent, and the toe is approximately in line with your belly button. Hold, maybe a slightly straighter knee, and then return to passe, and return to that strong first position. To change your attitude or the attitude.
No, I hate attitude.
No, we all have our favorites, we all have those things that we find
I know,
challenging.
hate's a strong word, but
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
But do it, because they're fun. And they will be fun
You
if you
should
get
do
to the
things you
respect.
don't like, it makes you a
Exactly.
better person. and
Okay, let's
everything.
focus here on our fondue. It's the ankles and the stretch out front. Find the ankle, and then out to the side. It's to the back this time with a full kneecap stretch. And then ankle to the side. Maybe find your hold, and then come down, and then full stretch on the down. And then knee bends and straightens the other. Back ankle coup de pied, full stretch back there too. And then one more time to the side. Find that passing hold on rise, then just reset to a flat foot. And here we are, challenging that attitude position in front. The butt is squeezing, hip is lifting, toe pointing out front, and then passing and down. What's on tap?
All right, it's going to be dealer's choice here, or I should say presser's choice. So you go back into your mind and think about the lessons we did today. We did our standing presses. We did a lunge press. We did a tall wheel press. And then finally we pressed from that seated position. I want you to choose which place you press out of. Assume that position now. And we'll press.
All right.
One more time for whichever it is you choose. We chose the same. Oh, but tell me, I'll just spice it.
No, I wanted to be like you.
Oh, okay, be like me.
So I'll go tall.
Okay, we'll do the same thing. Okay, ready? Hip hinge, wherever you are, pull to that rack position, and up one, nice pull down, up two, pull down. Park that up. Ooh, shake it out. Second side, hinge, pull. One, cheeks, up, two, pull down, and two hands on. Good. However you are, let's stand up somehow fancy, hopefully without those hands, and shake it out.
And shake it out. We're done with our presses. We have one or two more sets.
We can do one more time.
One more set. Okay, let's make one more exercise on the bar then as well. Because we have to try that attitude position at the back.
Okay,
Right?
that's one better. That's at least some intro.
X and ins. We gotta have a little bit of both here. So let's do a ground battement to the front, a ground battement to the side, repeat a couple, and then take the leg out the back and try our attitude position there. So in our first position, and let's go ground battement to the front, tap out front, lift it, tap and close. So first, then repeat to the side. Up, leave it there, lift it again, and close. Repeat a couple more each way. To the front, tap, up, tap, close. To the side, up, and close. One more time. Front, and up, and close. And send it, and up, and close. Now just find that back ankle coup de pied, and then reach to the rear. And this time the toe is pointing through your belly button, but to the back. And again, arms could be in that first position, or maybe even trying something a little bit different in that third overhead. And then we'll return the knee to the passive position and repeat that strong first position, which we could always finesse just that little bit extra. So same thing, one to the front, and then side, back and forth. That's actually 2 reps each side.
And 3 times.
3 times 2. Thank you. More as the accountant. Sometimes I'm with the birds. We'll go front, tap, lift, and front. Then side, and lift again. To the front. Full send in first, loosen the hip, and up. And again, we got front, and then up, and close. To the side, up, and close. And then find that back ankle, passive position. And then internally rotating on that hip, Lauren's favorite, and reaching that leg just a little bit. And again, test yourself balance-wise, hands, hips, hands first, hands overhead. Then return, knee side to passe. Nice, strong, and confident, and cool first position.
All right, we are going to finish one more set of presses, and we're going to finish them standing. I'd like you to choose the number. We did the number 2 in every position. If you're still confident with that number, keep the number 2. If you want to add a rep or 2, you should do so. But with all of that said, whichever rep number you choose, your final rep still needs to look good, be completed overhead, and save one more, like you know you could do it one more time if I asked you to. I promise I won't, no lying there. but always keep one more in the bag for later.
And what's your
Ready?
number?
Should I just say it now? Could I just put it in my
Yeah,
head?
because I want to be like you. I want to know what I get.
4,
Okay.
potentially 5.
Okay.
Okay, hip hinge. Inhale to pull. 1. Butt off arm. And 1 more. Oh. And then put that out. Whew. Shake it out. How to feel? Let's try to pick the same number on the other side. If you need to adjust, you can, but let's try. Same thing, hinge. Inhale to pull. Use that breath. Inhale on the down, on the up. Inhale. 2 more, ish. Last one, we're looking up, pressing that bell, and then pulling it down and parking. Whew.
No more white lies.
No more, that was it.
presses. We'll take those bells out to the side and just clear a little bit of space here as you finish off with a gentle working center. 1 quick set. Should we balance transfer ideas, Lauren?
I do.
Okay. Then take it away when you're ready.
It's going to seem simple, but I want you to make it hard.
Okay.
What that means is what you need to do the entire time is not bend your knee, not even 1 millimeter, because I can see you. I can't see you at all. But if I could, I would. Pull, imagine you have a zipper and it's going all the way up your legs. So pull those legs nicely together, squeeze your cheeks. We'll take 1 leg, and from the first millimeter of movement, it doesn't bend. So point that leg to the front. Toe ball, heel, land on it. Transfer your weight to the front leg, back leg stays straight and returns underneath. The first leg you moved will point to the side. It'll land toe ball, heel. You'll push off the other leg, get stacked, straight leg back underneath. The first leg you moved will reach to the back. Toe ball, heel, land. Point, pull closed, and then this is where it doesn't align. Your second leg you move will point, land, push, and then close. Keep the legs straight, repeat in the opposite direction. Straight, inseam forward, toe, ball, heel. Hips are forward, cheeks are squeezed, closed. Then, point to the front. Toe ball, heel, land. Transfer that weight, knees stay straight, close. Point. Toe ball, heel, land. You notice there's a transfer of weight as we go, but there's never a tip or a lean. So as we're transferring weight, we're shifting our weight over top of that bowl punch, but we're trying not to be that little teapot, leaning. We'll finish that last one, and hopefully you made somewhat of a square in 2 directions. If you didn't, that's okay.
That's okay.
Shake that out. Those
Shake it
cheeks
out.
should be fired up, and those
They are.
inside muscles should be working.
They are. As we finish today, let's just do a nice little rib cage rotation here, and with the shoulder blades lightly together, feet rather in that second or squatting position. Let's rotate the head to one side of your choice. I chose the right. And keep your head stabilized on the object in front of you, and then turn the shoulders, rotate through the rib cage. Then rotate the head back to center, and let that body follow. Repeat to the other side. Head rotate, crown tall, make sure you're breathing. Keep your head still in space as you turn your rib cage. Maintain those hips forward, and then head to the middle or center, and turn again. Just one more time each way. Keep the shoulders retracted, tall in the head neck, forward in the hips, head middle or center, and body follow. And the last one here, rotate the head neck, T-spine and the rib cage next, and then the head to center, and the torso to follow. And shake it out. Thank you for joining us today here live on Thursdays at the Bars and Bells, Presses and Plié Spectacular with Lauren and Ian.
This was the opposite, finishing, closing, week 5 of 6. When we come up with that word, I'll let you know. And next week is week 6 of 6, the grand finale before a new semester starts. We try these semester approaches, so stick with us for 6 weeks. We'll take a little break and then we'll pick it all up again. As we do that, we progress and we learn skills and we build that load and we build our time underneath that kettlebell to make you stronger. It all starts again in week 6 next week with our kettlebell practice on Tuesday, our bar on Thursday, and our body weight still to happen this Saturday at 8 a.m. So stay tuned for that. And until then, check out our website, subscribe to our newsletter, check out our Patreon, and take care
Stay strong.
and treat soon.
Have a good day.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, and like and subscribe on YouTube. Okay, bye.